Do you know the industry that's making the most money and yet everyone is scared to talk about it? The cannabis and marijuana industry. It makes over 100 billion a year and it's not even legal in all 50 states yet. I had a chance to sit down with one young entrepreneur who was profiting over this money-making industry. I had the pleasure of sitting down with Justin Buck, the founder of Pearl Rolling Company, a company that focuses on creating papers that allow marijuana smokers to have a simpler way to roll. During our conversation, he explained to me how exactly his company came to be.
So I was just starting to learn how to roll, and then I was just kind of first figuring it out. And then when I was rolling, I just noticed that it was a very cumbersome and it wasn't an easy process.
When Justin discovered that the rolling process wasn't quite as easy as expected, he set out to find a much more manageable way to gather all the elements inside.
Look, this is the design of our paper. So as you can see what I was talking about before, you have the sealed end and the tail. So if I open it up, you can see that it's sealed right here and there's a tail. So what the customer can do is they can just hold it and then feel the contents of their paper, and then all of our rolling papers come with filters that you can put in the at the tip here as well.
Once Justin's papers began to take off, he started to make videos to teach his friends and family. But as an entrepreneur, he knew he had to protect his product.
And I know just from being a business major myself that, if you're going to make something like that, you need to get a patent before you actually do it.
Even though the marijuana industry makes over 100 billion a year within the United States, the topic is still somewhat controversial with only 18 out of the 50 states legalizing the use of cannabis. Justin touched on how he hopes to see the industry change and become more welcomed into society.
I do want to be, a change agent for that, and I want to be able to do anything that I can to help that, whether that's, policy or education, because those are the two main things that I think are holding it back is the policy that's in place, and then obviously you need to be educated to change the policy.
And that's exactly what Justin did. He continued teaching his peers how to use his unique papers while also selling some t-shirts and hats as well. But despite the company's good fortune, Justin discussed some things he faced as a young Black entrepreneur.
So I think just, running a business in this industry, whether it's directly related to cannabis or whether it's an accessory of cannabis, is difficult. And running a business is already very, very difficult. 90% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. And I think that's even more so with cannabis businesses, especially cannabis businesses run by, Black people or a Black man.
But despite some of his difficulties, Justin and his business continued to move forward.
Anything, I think just getting up every day and doing what I love to do, and and just understanding that I'm privileged to be able to do what I love to do, is just enough motivation for me to get up every day and just try my best.
To follow along Justin and the Pearl Rolling Company's journey, you can simply go to their Instagram at Pearl Rolling Co. or their website, which is pearlrolling.com. As you can see, I even got my own Pearl Rolling Company merchandise because it truly is a simpler way to roll. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Kennedy Buck. Back to you guys at the desk.